Hello everyone, welcome back and welcome to another PGR2 game night, and only 4 of us to start things off with, but in the next couple of races we do get more players and eventually up to a full lobby, but nevertheless starting things off in the Sports Convertible series, all of us in the Porsche Boxster, and starting in first place we've got Nacho, Jay and I think Noel Controls also at the back there. But coming to this first tight hairpin, what normally happens here is this, and of course it happened, so moving on, demoted a position there, behind Jay in second place, and doing that corner not too badly, just getting on the inside of Jay, and then going on 2 wheels a bit, going a bit wide, and also messing my gear changes up. This is the first time I'm using manual online, so there's a bit of a learning curve, but I do eventually get the hang of it later on, and certainly drive okay with it, so we'll see what happens. But going around that corner, not too bad. Still right behind Jay here, onto the second lap. Who for some reason goes quite wide around that corner, so I was able to pass him. Changing up into fourth, but again, come up to this sharp right-hander. Again, using the engine brake in, but 2 laps in a row, I've been completely taken out on that corner. So we'll see if we can get back into the lead. Jay actually hits the wall there, so able to go inside. I think that is actually Petras, but Jay is the profile that you use when you want all the cars unlocked, so he's downloaded that profile, that's why it's named Jay. No idea why, but there we go. So into first place, coming around the final corner onto the start of the third lap, and here you can see I didn't actually change down to second there, so very low down in the revs in third gear, but nevertheless still pulling away from that corner okay. And getting the engine braking just right then and missing an absolute takeout there by Jay. So on the third attempt, managed to actually get around there without being taken out, so that's nice. I'm coming around this corner. Nice and tidy around there. Over the apex. A nice little track this one actually. And coming through to the last corner. Remembering to change down to second this time. Much better around there, apart from hitting the wall at the very end. But grab a win there for the first race. Not too shabby. And Jay did get second. Noel was in third and Nacho in fourth there. So smallish race that one, but now up to 6 people for the second race. Again, all of us in the Porsche Boxster. So, who has joined us for this one? So we start in 5th place, 4 laps of this track. And already undercutting Nacho, who does actually lag completely on the inside there, very weird. And Yerik's joined us, and Rune has also joined us in first place there. So already, looks like the front 3 pretty close coming into this. I'm not sure who's in 4th. Jay is in 4th actually. 8 tenths behind. Looking up the inside there, doesn't quite happen. Yerik gets sandwiched between Rune and myself. On to lap number 2. 3 of us crossing the line very close together. A couple tenths in it. And managing to go around the outside there. Everyone's sliding around a bit. Again, all of us very close. Less than a tenth. And changing down a gear then. Managing just to swing on the inside there whilst those 2 are just going a bit wide. So up into first place. Rune still in second at this point. And doing that corner fairly nicely. Nice and tidy. Just clipping the wall. And those 2 are still very close, second and third there, so across the line. Rune is still in second, just over 7 tenths behind. Just a lap and a half to go now, and we're nearly a second up on Rune now. That was very nice through there. Staying in third gear. And that was also not too shabby. And those 2 are still fighting for that second place. Pretty much exactly the same position as last time. But yeah, Rune's still ahead in second place. I actually go quite wide there, touching the wall twice. And Yerik has actually moved up into second place. Again, taking that corner fairly nicely. Lots of crashing going on behind. And the rest of the pack seems fairly spread out, looking at the map. But it does look like someone has broken away, and I think it's Rune that's going to take second place, but we grabbed the first place there in the yellow Boxster. And we'll see. Yeah, Rune did grab second. Yerrick just a second behind him. Jay or Petras in fourth. Noel in fifth and Nacho in sixth. So moving on into Edinburgh. And I think this is the last race that we have 6 of us. Then after this we do go up to a full lobby of 8 for the remainder. But this complicated track in Edinburgh, well, they're all pretty complicated. Not too bad in the slower cars though. When you get up to the quick cars, it really is quite difficult to drive in Edinburgh. And that was a terrible corner straight away. This one's got the hairpin right at the end of here. Changes down all the way into second. Not really knowing what's going on there. And naturally gets a good launch out of that. Did manage to go around the inside of a lot though, so all the way up to second place, which isn't too bad. Nacho going around there, trying not to pin him against the wall. Getting spun by Yerrick a little bit. And in turn I go into Nacho. And again a little clip on the back end. Nothing too horrendous though. Again, just clipping inside of there. That's really poor. And Yerrick does go through there. I think Rune's right behind, but managing to keep the racing line through there. Nacho just spinning a little bit in first. Yerrick side by side with Nacho through this bit. Nacho goes very wide, and that promotes Yerrick up to first place, and I go into second place there. And that would have been a good move. I was looking at the inside, but again, crashing into the inside of the wall. Doing that far too often already. Just laying off there. Try not to hit into the back of Yerrick. In the draft zone here, so we're just able to sit behind and try and brake and not smash into the back of him, which we did successfully. Now I'll go around here, do really well, and unfortunately I changed up to second way too early. Very low in the revs in second. That was pretty bad. Again, bit of a learning curve in manual for me on this. But not doing too bad so far. Sticking behind Yerrick here. Taking a nice line through there. Both of us taking pretty nice lines. That was certainly very quick. Both of us up here. And coming into this technical section here. Just having to back off so I don't rear end him. And once more there. I'll tell you what, this is one of the hardest tracks to cleanly overtake on. There really is not any spots to do it on. The hairpin's probably the best bet to try and undercut them if you can. Through there, fairly okay. Still right behind him for the last lap. Was trying to make a move there, but it really wasn't opening up enough. And again here, trying to just go around the inside. Just about get it done there, but unfortunately we're side by side, and he is on the inside for the next corner, and in fact he did get a slightly better exit there, so he does go back into first place. Very good battling this though, good race. Just can't quite get an opening. Get a good line through there though, nice speed. And again through the technical section. Not doing too bad. I just can't find a way past. There is no way. I'm just been behind him this whole time. But I'm trying to make a move up the inside here. But unfortunately, he gets the inside line for this bit. And that's going to be... Oh, actually crashed into the wall right at the end there. And that's a win for Yerrick. Well held on there. Well fought. So a win for Yerrick there. I think I was just over half second behind in the end. Yeah, 4 attempts. Then Rune in third place. Noel in fourth. Nacho in fifth. And Jay in sixth altogether there. So... up to 8 players now. We've actually got American Muscle now, and for some reason 2 Ferrari 355 F1s, but nevertheless, it is meant to be American Muscle. In the Stingray. And yeah, coming up to the first corner, everybody misjudges the brakes, including me, smashing into the wall there. This thing, compared to the Boxster, does not brake whatsoever, so lesson learned there, or is it? We'll see later. But demoted all the way down to 6th. Lots of crashing going on. Ferraris and Corvettes spinning all over the place. But back up to 4th. Looking around the outside of Yerrick. Which we just about get the job done there into 3rd. Spanish Ginger actually joined us here and crashes into the side. Gets pinned by Yerrick, but then catapults forward. So there's some lag involved there. And in fact, they both boost each other, it looked like there. They're just like turboed off into the distance. That was very strange. and taking this corner quite wide, a bit too wide there. And Spanish Ginger crashing again, so up into 3rd place behind Yerrick. Again behind, trying not to crash into him. Just about leave him enough room there and go through. Up into the hairpin. Change down to 1st, and again I changed up into 2nd too soon there. Lots of wheel spinning happening. But overall not too bad an exit. Up into 4th gear. I think this car only has 4 gears actually. So cruising down the long straight to the braking point. Bit wide from me there. Yerrick right behind at this point. And then again, round here, silly from me, I'll change down to 2nd gear for some unknown reason. And that massively engine braked me there, as you can see, which was really bad. And just colliding with Yerrick there, so backing off a little bit, letting him go through. So up to lap number 2. Did I learn my lesson from the first lap? Absolutely not. Braking far too late and just had to steer right to avoid rear-ending Yerrick there. That was a terrible corner again. So hopefully 3rd lap's the charm. Really getting used to this car. It's quite a handful, as all the American muscles are. So you do have to race for a few laps to get used to them. Nevertheless, doing that okay. Half a second behind Yerrick. Just clipping the inside there, but nothing too bad. Nice and tidy around there. No power sliding really, just full throttle. Right behind Yerrick for this section. Braking nice and early. Getting a nice tight line to that apex. And just about going side by side with him through here. Up onto this hilly section, or the raised section. And Yerrick still just about in front. We are catching up to 1st place, so I think it's Rune. And again, I do rear-end him there, and tried to turn around, but didn't manage to pin him slightly, so I backed off to let him through again. Quite hard to navigate that corner in these cars, but that was that was a pin by me, I think, there. And Yerrick actually crashes into the wall there, without my assistance, so managed to fly up into 2nd place. And Rune is just in sight still. Through there nicely, right, getting the hang of this now. In the correct gear this time as well. I think Yerrick did make a bit of a mistake there. Flying through there in 4th gear. Yeah, Yerrick crashed a little bit there. So, behind Rune, 6/10 behind. Yerrick 1.6 seconds in 3rd place. And 4th place isn't too far away. Using the engine braking massively there, helping me out. And going around there a lot smoother this time. So right behind Rune now. Just having to back off a little bit. Try not to crash straight into the back of him. Was thinking about the inside move here, but it wasn't going to end well, so backed out of that. And again, nice and smooth around here. Just getting blocked a little bit, couldn't really get past there. Rune holding his racing line there. But again, same move on this one. Really close to the inside, and Rune goes a little bit wider there, so able to do a nice little move there up the inside into 1st place. With half a lap remaining, so that was well timed. And through there, nice and tidy. Right, and doing this corner very well this time, and staying in 1st gear, and then changing to 2nd a bit later on, so finally getting the hang of the car. And not too bad. And we're actually coming up on last place here, in one of the 355 F1s. Don't know if I need to change down to 2nd there. Maybe not. And it is ETET is what we'll call him. Or ET for short. In the Camaro Z28, I think. So at least he's in an American muscle. And not too bad around there. I think Rune did hold on to 2nd place there. So grabbed the win there in the Stingray. Bit messy in some places, that race, but overall not too bad. Rune to get 2nd, Yerrick 3rd. Noel in 4th place there, Jay in 5th. Spanish Ginger 6th, Mick, who also joined us in 7th, and ET in 8th place in the Camaro Z28. So not too bad. And from this point, there's a couple races we're doing in American muscle, but we're not using a Stingray. So that opens up a lot more choice, and it's quite balanced without the Stingray. So I'm in the Mustang, Ford Mustang Fastback. Rune is in the SVT Mustang. And Yerrick's also in the Mustang Fastback as well. And we've got 3 laps of this track. And just looking to try and find a way around Rune. Braking a little bit more. Again, trying to back off, give him a bit of space. Round here in second gear. Looking up the outside. And Rune has got the inside line here, so brake early, let him pass, go for the cutback. Just about get that done. Nicely up into second place. And not too bad around there. That was okay. Rune right up the back of me here. He did that corner very well. The SVT is pretty good through the corners, and it's not bad on the straights either, but the Mustang, I think, is probably the second quickest, actually, in a straight line anyway, in the American muscle. So doing it nice through here. Changed down to second there, for some reason again. Didn't need to do that, so that slowed me down quite a bit. But puts a bit of distance between Rune there, 2.1 seconds, and catching up to Yerrick now. Only 8 tenths behind, sorry. And not too bad through this bit either. That was really nice. Lots of speed carried through there. And nicely through there. Right behind Yerrick at this point. Down to second. Going round the inside. Just behind Yerrick. Tucking in behind in the slipstream. And not too shabby around there. Now I braked and used engine braking there, and this is an example of what happens sometimes in this game, and it's very strange. The car just randomly stops turning, and you'll see evidence of this later on. I don't think it'll be in this episode, but in the, I think it was the F40, does it quite a lot as well. It's very strange. I've never experienced it in any game, and it's something to do with the revs. When you're in a certain rev range in a gear and you start turning, it sometimes just stops turning, and you just can't turn around. It's very odd, and you just go straight into the wall. So I had to like brake and change down to first gear to get it to turn right. It's very, very odd. But anyway, still behind Yerrick here, onto the third lap. I think I did try and go for a bad overtake there and nearly spun him out, so I had to back off there on the straight. And here I was going for a really quick move and a little whip back, but it didn't work out. Crashed into the barrier there, and again 2 times in a row. So was going really well, but this last lap hasn't been so good. So Rune's 3.8 seconds behind. Yerrick's still just in first. Again, this is quite a hard track to overtake on this one. There's not many places. Like learning my lesson from last time. I think if you engine brake too much, so change down too quickly and then try and turn, I think that causes you problems. I found that out, so we'll see. Nicely through here, lots of sliding, but still quite clean lines. Just behind Yerrick now for the final set of corners, and he does go a bit wide there, and I managed to actually slither past on the final corner to take the win for that one. So that was very, very close, but a nice move right at the end there, both in the Mustang there. Cheeky little first place, and Rune did grab third in the end. Noel in the same car, SVT Mustang. Jay was in the Camaro in 5th. Mick in the Ferrari 360. Spanish Ginger in the Pontiac in 7th, and ET also in the Ferrari 360. And the last race for the American Muscle. And we're in Moscow for this one. 2 laps of this massive track, but we start in 3rd place behind Spanish Ginger and Mole. And someone is actually in the GT40 flying into 1st place and then immediately flying into the wall. So yeah, that was something special. But that leaves us a lot of room into 1st place here already. Got quite a big lead here. And that was a little bit too wide for my liking, but a bit slidey there. But American muscles are always slidey, so not really too bad, and we're still opening up a lead here. That was a bit better through there. The less sliding you can get, the better, really. Lots and lots of space on this track to open up and floor it. Around this corner, just letting off and back onto the straight. And I do believe we have got quite a big lead already. And already topping out just at the top of 4th gear, I think, before the corner. We are. But nicely through there, not too bad at all. And it looks like there's a lot of them bunched up there behind from 7th to 2nd. Nice and tidy around there again. Not too bad. Oh, just clipping the wall actually. Very, very wide track this one, and some of the Moscow ones are actually quite hard to find the quickest line through because the tracks are so wide. Not too bad around there. Again, using that engine braking does actually help you out. You have a bit more control of the car as well in manual, but it does become quite difficult when you're in the faster cars later on. But 7 seconds ahead of Yerrick now. So that would be it for the rest of it. Opened up the lead there nicely, so we do grab another win in the Mustang. And we'll see who grabs second there. And Rune actually got second in the end. Yerrick got third, Noel in fourth, Jay fifth, Mick in sixth, and Spanish Ginger in seventh there. So, okay, that one actually 14 seconds ahead in the end. Quite a big track that, that's why there's only 2 laps. But for the last race of this part, we're in the Pacific Muscle. And choosing the Skyline this time. And a few others in the Skyline as well. Yerrick just behind in the Skyline. And Mick decides to go for the Porsche this time, GT2, instead of the GT40. Slightly outclasses the Skyline. And lots of crap going on around here. Just about managing to hold on to first place around there. Yerrick just behind. And this is a difficult track to do some of the lines as well. And this car slides like hell as well. So I need to try and work this out. First race in the car. Always hard to get used to it. But you do have to be careful with this car because you do lose a lot of speed with the sliding. And taking that okay. Around this fast section, chicane section. A little bit too wide through there, but nevertheless, on to lap number 2. Still in first place. Not too bad around there. Again, a little slidey, but you do have to slide around these hairpins. And that wasn't too bad. Yerrick just behind still. Six tenths, and nice and quick through here. Just easing off around this section. And that was much better this time. No sliding. You can see Yerrick sliding quite a lot there. It does slow you down massively. And nice line through there as well. Tight to this corner. Use all the space on the outside. Bit of a different tactic to the last lap. I'm not exactly sure which is quicker. Again, not too bad around there. So sticking in first place onto the last lap. Yerrick 1.3 seconds behind. Much better this time around there. Nice and tight to the apex. And nice around there as well. A little flick back around that corner. That was very nice, that section. Very tidy. So 1.8 seconds ahead this time. And nicely through there as well. And not too slidey around there either. So okay. And around the final few sections. You're at 2.3 seconds, so we are increasing the lead, but it's still just about in contention. But we've only got one corner left. Just clip the wall, but actually go through there quite nicely onto the curb and across the line in first place. So very nice, that one. Pacific Muscles are always a really fun class to do, but Yerrick did grab second. Sakis was actually in the lobby in third in the RX-7. Rune in fourth. Noel in fifth. Jay 6th, Spanish Ginger in 7th, and Mick in 8th place there. So that'll do it for part 1, guys, and I will catch you in part number 2.